Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona. And now for something completely different. We're going to get this bad boy out of the way here. And you'll notice I'm wearing gloves. You're welcome. And we're going to go ahead and get after it with a group of stuff here that I'm going to actually go through this roll of 1948 Denver minted half dollars, Franklin half dollars, and go ahead and give you my prediction of how they will grade them at PCGS. So fun little group of coins, had the old tape on it, very original, been hanging out together for a long time, and it's actually a lot easier for me to grade through a loop and a lens of my own eyeball than through the actual video camera, but we're going to go ahead and give it a go and get the prediction that way. See that? I'm already handicapping myself. All these coins will be to PCGS. So we're going to talk a little bit about the economics, although we're not doing it based on the economics, but we will be sending these in on the economy version. So that $23 plus $10 shipping and handling, or really just handling plus shipping fees. So you're really going to be talking about quite a bit. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is I am honestly probably going to have to, I'm going to have to like acetone that or something. I don't know that I can send that in because the first coin I'm looking at is a coin that would not straight grade because it's got too much stuff on it. So there's a big difference here on bell lines, full bell lines, not full bell lines. I think most of what you're going to run into on 48Ds, you're going to see a lot of full bell lines. Those are those bottom bell lines as they go all the way across. Are they full and complete or not? It's like trying to figure out if I've completed a sentence or not. So we will see in the gray sheet, that's what we're about to look at here, the line for 48Ds is the second line in. In uncirculated versions, MS64s bid at $28 and MS65s at $60. Big jump at $6, ginormous jump at $7. We're not going to worry about that. Most of the coins that you're going to see in original roll are going to come back 4s or 5s with some 6s. And if you go down to the full bell line column, you'll see that the price points are hardly at all higher, almost identical to the uncirculated price points. That is an indication that full bell line coins are very common on that particular coin. So usually when you see big price differences between full bell line and not full bell line, that's an indicator that you're going to have a bunch of coins that are very rare with a full bell line. All right, so let me start henpecking here a little bit on these particular coins. This first one, like I said, definitely needs some type of acetone or something to remove the stuff that's on it. And if there's environmental damage on all of these, there's going to be problems. This was at the end of the roll here originally. And that coin is just fun till your daddy takes the T-bird away. I appeal for days on this particular coin. And this is one that would probably sell at a premium no matter what grade it comes back. I don't know if it's technically as nice as the first coin, but visually it's just stunning. There's a lot more little contact marks across the bell. And what do you do with thumbprints? Well, generally speaking, people don't worry too much about thumbprints if the rest of the coin looks nice. And thumbprints do tend to pop up on coins that have toning because it is a juxtaposition to the toning. All right, so I'm going to put that in my 5 column to start with there. I got to go back really quick, and even though this guy's going to have something done to him, we're going to go ahead and see. I think I'm going to put this one also in my 5 column to start with. A little bit more contact visibly on the obverse. I'm going to put them in a 4. I'm going to start making some columns here. I probably should be making a separate bell line and not full bell line columns. Oh man, this one, like, have you ever been riding like on a motorcycle or bicycle or something really fast, and like you don't have goggles on, so you tear up and the tears go flying? So this coin, another one with just a stunning amount of color to it. Another coin that you can basically see has full bell lines from a distance. Let me see if I'm right about that. Yeah, I think we're going to see full bell lines on all of these guys. I would put this actually a grade lower. The luster on all these is fantastic, super fresh and original. You'll see this looks like somebody crimped the hair there. That is the reading marks of another coin, giving it a big sharp poke. So one of the ways to look at grading, of course, when you have a group of coins, is that you can go ahead and go from your most favorite to least favorite. And I'm going to do a little bit of that right now. You know, once again, you see that amazing dish of luster and originality on these coins. And unfortunately, once again, on this guy, you see kind of a bigger hit on the cheek. This is the type of coin that sometimes they will actually just call damaged. On a coin like that, I would prefer that that coin comes back just kind of net graded at 63. So I'm going to put, it feels like he's got to be all the way on this side. Now I have too many slots here, because if that's a 3, does that make these guys 4s and that a 5? Eventually a plan will come together on this. I'm coming in without a system. Well, I mean, I guess if you had, these would all come back environmental damage, by the way. Jumping Jiminy. And, oh man, I don't have any type of a book in front of me on varieties. I don't know if there is some type of a double die. That looks more like maybe a die shift on the E pluribus unum. Well, well, well. Okay, so we're gonna have some more 5s. I'm putting 5s and 4s. Some lovely coins that I have yet to really see one that I thought was a 6. And once again, especially on the ones that are blast white, it's going to be hard because, you know, depending on how thick the things are that are on there, you know, you're going to possibly get some environmental damage issues, right? So this one has a lot of smaller chatter marks to it that possibly exist on some of the other ones that is possibly hidden by the toning. So you'll see a lot of little contact marks on this guy here. On the Ben Franklins, you have such wide open fields that, you know, with those particular marks being in the open fields, that's where you really start to see grade problems. So like this one has really nice big open fields with no marks on the fields, that whole area right there. Okay, technically, I think technically this may be my favorite coin so far. A couple marks there. I'm just once again talking about the technical grade. I'm going to have to try to look past the toning as best I can. I'm feeling like a 6 column on this guy. I like it a little bit better than these two. Well, what's fun about this particular group, in case you didn't know, I actually have not looked at these coins yet. You know, sometimes I'll have a chance to preview things, but I always have fun going through things the first time with you so that I can just kind of react to what I'm seeing. Really, I think that the visual on these coins creates value on all of them. This one I like as a 5 also. You'll see it's very clean, but it has a lot of those little contact marks on it. So we're going to go ahead and make some 5s happen. Super clean fields here. Once again, this starts to get into that area where that type of look right there is probably going to come back environmental damage. There's a question about how many of these will actually grade. And it's a shame because the problem is to try to conserve these coins in a way that's safe for the coin. You can lose the toning. You can lose the toning. Look at this coin. Dang nabbit. Okay, so once again, visually the toning is spectacular. This one has a lot more contact marks to it, actually, coming across the bell. And on here, he just has that, bigger hit on the chin. A couple smaller flecks there in the fields, but the biggest problem is that right there, because can I remove that safely? Can I remove that safely without affecting the toning? Because that coin is, I think, visually almost one of my favorites for tone. So this one you start to see a lot more little chatter on here, so there's a lot of very visual contact marks throughout the fields. And actually what's kind of fun about these is look at all the die polish, something that I don't call out too often on Ben Franklin halves. This entire front field has die polish going every which direction on it. And then coming out of the hairline, there's some heavy die polish. Of course, in front of his neckline going into the date. Look at all that die polish on that guy. So this one, look at how strong those bell lines are. What a neat coin. Also, I'm going to put this in kind of a lower grade spectrum. So right now I've got my 3s, 4s, 5s, and I've got one that I like as a 6. And there's a couple handful of these that I'm going to have to play with. By play with, I mean try to conserve. You really can't send them in with that stuff on there and expect them to get put into a holder. This one also will go into my 3 column. You can see the larger hits here on the cheek, on the chin. This one's interesting because it has a little bit of a different look to it. A little bit weaker bell lines. I still kind of like this coin as a 4. The contact, there's a few more contact marks here on the reverse. Kind of hard to get. The toning on here is a little bit more mottled, but here, this kind of like almost scrape mark up here on the top of the bell, top left hand side of the bell, that's going to affect it. But I'm going to put it into the 4s. Although if they call out that mark, it might be a bad day. Once again, so this is the type of coin. So the toning itself doesn't necessarily help this coin. It's just kind of a mottled look to it. But also, if someone were to get this coin and try to remove the toning, dipping it or something like that, it would really call out these hits. Like all those little hits on the coin, which are hidden somewhat by the toning, even though the toning isn't like heavy tone, it feels like that would really distract from the coin all of a sudden. I'm on the fence on this guy, but I'm gonna put it in the 4 column. We're gonna have lots of 4s here. There's another coin that has just a nice look to it. Toning a little bit darker on the back side of this guy compared to some of those other ones with the vibrant tone to it. Interesting, it has just a touch of like a crescent base here. And that tone is a little heavier, a little more mottled, not quite as pleasing to the eye. I think on this guy, we're going to throw that also. Well, I'm almost leaning 5. Even though, there's lots of little marks, that field is super open on there. I'm going to put that in the 5 column. Nice open fields. Hits are heavier across the cheek. All that little stuff going on there. Possibly, maybe needs some conserving as well. So you'll see lots of coins with some type of toning and stuff on it that gets a straight grade. It's when it really gets that funky dark color to it. I'm almost just going to call that one. I'm going to put that one in the 3 column. I'm not feeling the love. So if you think that you want to be a coin grader, and this would be your day all day long, and then you would understand exactly how mind-numbing it can be, or maybe you would absolutely love it. I don't know. Lots of die polish on this guy as well. I think I'm going to put that one also into my 4 column. Just there's something about it that it's weird because it has really nice big open fields. I just think that it's got a little bit of scuffiness to it on the cheeks. Okay, my 4 column is getting a plenty. So this one has, I think, a nicer surface quality, cheek quality. Looking pretty good, looking pretty good. It does have a little bit more of some scrapes on the middle of the bell there. All those little lines. Well, I mean, to me, I'm going to put that in the 5 column. What am I going to do? Just be wrong again? That's okay. Not as fond of this coin. Lots of little heavier scrapes across the face there. Do not pass go. Do not pass MS63. That's what I'm saying. It's going to go in my 3 column. I've got 2 coins left here. Here's another one with a lot more surface scuffiness to it. I'm putting everything from 3 to 6 apparently. I'm not going to go any 2s, but if I was going to do a 2, this guy might hit it. He's got a lot more contact. I'm gonna start a 2 column. As long as I'm gonna have only 1 6 in here, I might as well have a 2. Oh, this is wild. This has been cleaned. How wild is that? So this has been such a nice group of coins, and then this guy here, I wonder if he was at the end or something. Look at those lines dancing. All right, well, I might have to make a change of plans. There's really no point in sending this coin in, even for their experimentation of it. Those lines are all awful. All right, so I guess we're not sending in the full roll. I mean, I think I'm going to leave that guy out. That guy is DNQ here. Something disqualified, did not qualify. So we got one that's going to be a DNQ here. What's a Q look like? That's what a Q looks like. And I have 162. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 63s. And then looks like we've got 7 64s. 5 65s and 1 66. And that is 20 coins. There you go. All right, so this is my official preview on here. This is, well, I'll keep this scorecard. Make sure that they're all FBL. and I'm probably gonna have to conserve 2 or 3 of them, just so you know. I'm gonna have to try to get whichever ones it were that had like the heavy stuff on them. All right, well, off to PCGS, my pretties, go. Thanks for being here, guys. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.